Greetings and salutations in service to the one I am, Amber Dawn Star, practical mystic, energetic activist, and for over 34 years, master breathologist. Welcome back to my community. Well, here we are, New Year's Eve. What? And today's topic is about 2021 and being a Titanic year, as well as 2020, kind of both Titanic years. And now 2022, we're going to actually be moving into the lifeboat year, at least. Of course, that depends on where you are in your choices. If you're in your choices about being in the status quo, keeping the belief systems going that aren't working for everyone, pretty much no one, buying into what's being shoved down our throats in regards to this whole worldwide happening, and allowing that to keep happening as big tech takes over, and the insurance companies, and the tech companies, and the few that just have all the stuff, all the money, everything. So it's basically these last 2 years have shown us, well, where are we headed? If we think we're headed on a ship that can do no wrong and cannot sink, then we have been wrong, right? And it hasn't really been a laughing matter. It's been a very sobering matter. It's been a very eye-opening matter. It's been a very calculated matter. And depending on how you have been through these last 2 years is the trajectory of where you're going to be headed in 2022. So if the last 2 years have felt like the Titanic, and that you are sinking along with a lot of other people, then it's about you deciding that, I'm going to get on the lifeboat. I'm going to take the lifeboat that 2022 is offering now. I'm going to take that lifeboat. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to hang on to whatever I've gleaned, whatever I've received positively, regardless of how it showed up. If the lesson was learned, I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to the lessons being learned and moving forward with those lessons being learned, and moving into 2022 with that feeling of knowing that I have let go of the Titanic. I'm speaking personally right now. Spirit is asking if you have let go of the Titanic of the last 2 years. And how have you responded? Have you let go? Are you screaming and yelling and kicking and going no, no, no? Or are you playing the violin in the orchestra while the ship is sinking? And so we are moving into now a year of at least a breather, so to speak. Just taking that deep breath for all of us right now, and seeing that we can grab hold of the life raft that Spirit is showing us. And that life raft is Spirit. That's what is going to get us through 2022 and the rest of what's coming. So just know that the more you can reflect, the more you can meditate, the more you can ground, the more you can eat healthily, the more you can step back and look and see where you're still attached to whatever. There's so many things to be attached to, right? And where is it serving you and where isn't it? And a lot of the last 2 years have shown us that all these things that we're attached to that really don't serve us, right? The whole 9 to 5 thing, ugh, yikes, that was not serving most of the people on this planet. And people are realizing that, even though it shifted everything and people had to learn how to adapt, some of that was really a positive life raft experience. And they don't want to go back to the Titanic. They don't want to go back to the 9 to 5 grind of having to be in a cubicle for, the best part of your day. Things are changing. It is happening. This year will accelerate the changes. And that's why you need to have the lifeline of the lifeboat to source and spirit and your high self and your soul. You better be on that lifeboat to your soul. Because if you're still on the Titanic and you're still all absorbed in the death of what's happening, which needs to happen, then you might be going down with the ship. You don't have to. There are lifeboats, and there's more than enough lifeboats in this analogy. But you have to decide that you're going to let your spirit be your guide now. You're going to have to decide to let your soul show you the way and really be discerning and have the clarity to know which voice is which. The voice that's usually telling you to do things that are a little shady or a lot shady, that's the voice you don't want to listen to anymore. Because usually that's your shadow and your ego. Negative shadow. You want to embrace the parts of yourself that are leading you off, because those parts are leading you off because they want attention. And so they'll get it any way they can. They'll get it positively or negatively. And usually it's negative if it's taking you down roads that do not work for you and haven't actually for a while. You just have been looking away. Well, now the ship has hit the iceberg, and now that ship that we've all known for a lot of our lives, me, a lot of this life, I've known that ship is sinking. And so now it's time to jump onto the life raft. In this analogy, plenty of life rafts to go around. You just got to decide if you're going to keep going in a direction that doesn't serve you, that only takes away from you, that makes you feel less than, that drives you because you do feel less than. If you unravel that sticky ass mess, you'll come back to the place of unworthiness. Usually, that's what it boils down to. Not feeling worthy. Not feeling like you're enough. Not feeling loved. And the lifeboat is about love, and is about worthiness, and is about remembering that you are worthy of love and that you are love. That's your truth. That you are love and light embodied in a human form. That's what everything is. Seen or unseen. Love and light. God. If you want to use that term, all it is, the universe, your soul, sacredness, holiness, all love. So 2022, a lot of changes, of course, number 5, oof, a lot of changes with the number 5. And now we're moving into a 6 year. And 6 years are a little more balanced and dealing with relationships because of Venus retrograding in Capricorn, and what that means as far as our connections and our money. Yeah. So, might want to take a look at all of that and look at it with your own power and your own willingness to look at it. Don't have the universe force you to look at it, because that's the Titanic. That's the Titanic in your life, when you've been getting the message that maybe this isn't the right ship to be on, and you're on it anyway because, the ego, I can do what I want and there's gonna be no consequences. Well, that thinking is going to take you right down to the depths and maybe not let you come back this time. You do have that opportunity. You do have that chance. And 2022 is about taking that opportunity and utilizing that opportunity and moving forward with that opportunity. Because the people that made it off of the Titanic in real life, I'm sure a lot of them decided to maybe do something different in their lives, considering they were almost, dying. That's usually one of the areas that people tend to change, is when they're facing death. And, we faced a lot of death in the last 2 years. We've had a lot of death in the last 2 years. Not only outside of us, but within. And so, a lot of that death needed to happen. Sorry to say. Too bad it had to come out this way, but, God has a reason for doing what God does. And these last 2 years, God had plenty of reasons to do what God did. So if you're on the lifeboat, if you're on the life raft, then then you have made a conscious decision to move forward. Because that's pretty much it now. We have to move forward without the frickin' ship. We have to move forward on the life rafts. And there's, that might not be very much. We still have to move forward on the life rafts. If you've chosen to get on the life raft, it's not as big as the ship, but it will save your life, which I think is the idea. To get as much out of this time around as you possibly can. You came to help all this happen. You came to let go of the Titanic and help people get on the life raft, and that is moving us into the next dimension, where only your connection to love and light are going to allow you the ticket to get there, even if you're just on a life raft. Because if you're on the Titanic with all those old beliefs and all those old systems and all those old ideas of who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing and who you can like and who you can't like and what do you want to put in your body and what you can and all of that, Titanic. Fear-based. 2022 is giving you the opportunity to move into love and light and stay there. And get that little raft to the next shore and build something new for yourself that you want to see, that you want to participate in, that you want to be involved in. You want to be a human being. And that's what we're moving into. We're moving into human beings. So that means raising your frequency, not your workload. Huh? Let that sink in for a minute or two. Attract what you want by your frequency, not how many hours you put into getting what you want. That's the new paradigm. Fifth dimension is about energy, frequency, and vibration, as Tesla talked about, almost 100 years ago. or maybe over actually 100 years ago. So 369, something to that. It's all about the geometry of the universe, sacred geometry of the universe. Check it out. Fact. So, please, allow that ship, that Titanic in your life to flip-flop and sink. And get off of it. Get onto that life raft. Let the old in your life, let it go, let it sink, even if that's, things that you never thought you would have to let go of. If you want to move on to the next level, into the next dimension, even to the next shore where that little life raft can just stop for a minute, you've got to choose the life raft. You can't keep choosing the Titanic. This is it now. Hopefully you'll choose the life raft. I am. And believe you me, the last 2 years have certainly shown me about the Titanic and where I've been schlepping that ship around, and I can't do it anymore, nor do I want to. And I'm sure there's areas in your life that you no longer want to do and you just aren't going to. And so, moving from a giant ship of crap that doesn't serve you anymore or anyone else to a smaller lifeboat of love and light and joy. A new dimension, a new paradigm, a new human, which is you. So, please, if you're going to go celebrate tonight, please be careful. Please be discerning. Please carry your violet flame around you. There's a lot of stuff that people are still wanting to act out there. Be as safe as you possibly can. Be aware of your surroundings. Be discerning. Even if you have bought things that you were going to wear tonight, or you have tickets to go somewhere, if your voice is telling you, you know what, I don't think I want to go. Listen to that. That could save your life. All right, my friends. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me again today. I will be here tomorrow, God willing, on this new lifeboat of 2022. Om Namah Shivaya. In Lakach. Namaste. El Kalimam. See you tomorrow. God willing, of course. Bye for now.